Good morning, everybody. How's it going today? My name is Mr. Beard. I am a social studies teacher here at Speedway High School. This is my 6th year at the high school, and then this is, probably pushing 18, 20 times of doing Student of the Quarter overall. I'd like to thank a few people before we get into the ceremony this morning. I'd like to thank our central office staff members, Mr. Trebley, Mr. Disney, and Mr. Hall, for allowing us to put this ceremony on. I'd like to thank our high school administrators, Mr. Claiborne, Mr. Borum, Mr. Zartman, and then the guidance counselors, Mr. Bennett, Ms. Davenport, for all their help, the staff for everyone's participation, and most importantly, the parents for giving us such great kids to work with. What will happen is we'll read the kids' names off with Ms. Hauk, who's a science teacher for us, Ms. Malloy, who's an English teacher for us, and Mr. Todd will be facilitating, as well as Ms. Denny. And after we are finished recognizing these students, we'll have a light breakfast. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Ms. Malloy.
Morning. First, we have Ellie Campbell, recognized by Ms. Kilgore. Ellie has worked hard and excelled in AP Calculus. She is conscientious, considerate, and cheerful. I love that she is not afraid to show enthusiasm for academics. When we work in pairs, she does a good job explaining to her partner and not just giving them the answer. Ellie is a good role model. In academics, music, and sports, Ellie has a positive attitude and always gives her best effort. I have enjoyed working with her. Angie Cachone, recognized by Ms. Hauk. I had the pleasure of having Angie last year in environmental science and of leveraging her into AP chemistry this year. Angie is grace under fire. She willingly agreed to give up her TA period to help me generate Student of the Quarter signs. Angie has shown me how to unlock layers in Photoshop to edit the signs in order to personalize them. She has a keen eye for detail, working to maximize fonts, match colors, and center text. She does this while exhibiting patience with working with me, gently explaining things without ever losing her cool, and I appreciate it. It is humbling becoming a student in front of a student, but it is worth it. Angie's behind-the-scenes work helps enrich our school, and I wish to thank her for it. Emily Andrews, recognized by Mr. Probst. Emily represents everything that any teacher could want in a student. She is always on time, always has her work finished, always eager to begin the lesson for the day, always actively involved in the material. When her hand goes up in class, I can be sure that a question of substance will be asked, or that I'm probably being corrected for a mistake I made. On top of all that, she is very polite and a pleasure to have in class every day. She does things the Speedway way. Carol Diaz, recognized by Mr. Dorman. In pre-AP English, Carol completed a visually appealing, vastly informative, wonderfully entertaining multimedia research project using the Google Slideshow platform. Her project is astutely interactive, and most impressively, the depth of research and time spent to convey her passion for her research subject was second to none. Carol spent many hours, both inside and outside of class, crafting her completed project, and the enthusiasm she shared when presenting her findings to our class proved contagious. Thank you, Carol, for being a positive role model and an academic leader at Speedway. Janae Williams, recognized... Mickey Perez, recognized by Ms. Duran. Mickey Perez is a very responsible, motivated student, and she challenges herself to be at her very best in algebra. She comes to school every day with a smile, an excitement for learning, and a dedication for going above and beyond. Mickey also works well with others in class and is always willing to assist those around her if they need it. She has faced adversity this quarter, yet has continued to excel both academically and socially. These qualities are what sets Mickey apart from the rest and makes her an outstanding spark plug this quarter. GP, recognized by Ms. McKay. This is the second year that I've had the opportunity to work with GP. His growth in that time has been tremendous. He is the type of student that welcomes a challenge and works tirelessly on a task until it is complete. GP is a happy and kind person, and that came in handy this year as we welcomed a lot of new students to our class. After school, GP stays busy with SHS athletics. On top of being a member of our soccer team, he has also decided to try out for the swimming team this year. His hard work in the pool paid off as he was able to shave 10 seconds off his 50-meter time and 21 seconds off his 100-meter time. I look forward to continuing my work with GP and know that he will continue to be successful and make positive contributions to our school because of his hard work and his positivity. Abby Chan, recognized by Ms. Baker. I love having Abby in my 4th period class. She is a strong student who consistently does work to the expectation that I expect. To add to her consistency, she has recently been an outstanding help to her new classmates who have moved in within the past couple weeks. She has taken upon herself to help those around her when they have questions about what is expected, or simply if they don't understand the content. Abby has been a great example of what a Speedway Sparkplug should aspire to be, and I will miss having her in my class next year. Jenna Brandenburg, recognized by Ms. Leatherhead. Jenna has been a student of mine for her entire high school experience. She's taken all provided studio classes the art department offers and is enrolled in AP Art History for her senior year. She has tremendous effort and is one of the most genuine students I know. Her open-mindedness and empathy for others is well beyond her years. She understands how all my studio classes operate and has been unbelievably helpful with any and all courses. Her passion and innovation is one of a kind. This is why Jenna has been an exceptional asset as a teacher's assistant, assisting myself as an educator with Speedway Art Departments. Manny Ruvalcaba Pacheca, recognized by Mr. Hurston. Manny has been consistently one of the top performers in pre-AP biology. He has always set the bar when it comes to success on tests and labs. Manny is a consummate professional, always meeting deadlines and bringing his hard-working, focused attitude to class every day. I am confident that as Manny progresses through high school, he will prove to be one of our top performers academically. I'm especially excited to see how he performs in higher-level science courses here at Speedway. As his freshman biology teacher, I've seen Manny's natural gift for science and hope he chooses to pursue a science-related career in the future. Jared Hutchick, recognized by Mr. Kurtz. Jared is a very driven, goal-oriented young man. He is dedicated to achieving at a very high level in everything that he does. In the classroom, he can be depended on to provide quality insights and probing questions that help make the class a better learning environment and more thoughtful course. He also is a great sport and is a regular feature in the class, sharing his insights and life lessons and a few thoughts by J-Red. He also shows great dedication to his passion of swimming and leads by example with his focus and hard work. I continue to be impressed by this young man and look forward to watching him finish strong this year. Thank you. Riley Walker, recognized by Mr. Bennett. It wasn't until I had the opportunity to recognize him for the Kiwanis Abe Lincoln Award, which, by the way, he was a winner of a $4,000 scholarship, that I really came to appreciate his attitude and approach to life. Watching him overcome physical difficulties to be a two-sport varsity athlete doesn't tell his entire story. Talking to him does. His attitude to make a choice to live a positive life despite what may go wrong will carry him to great things. What is most impressive is that his attitude and approach have inspired so many. Thanks, Riley, for being the young man you are. Janae Williams, recognized by Ms. Mole. Janae has been absolutely wonderful this year. Not only has she been a strong leader and singer in class, but she has also taken on a leadership role in the musical. Janae never hesitates to ask questions, offer improvements or ideas, and is always willing to help other castmates who have missed something. She is always one of the last ones here after rehearsal. She makes sure that all areas of the stage are in tip-top shape for the next rehearsal. She comes in early after lunch to make sure that the lights are on and the stage is ready for class. She's amazing on stage and in rehearsals, and has been such a joy to have her be part of this musical. Will Bickle, recognized by Mr. Lindhorn. Will's essays are always effective and convincing, and are always either the best or at least among the top 2 or 3 essays written by the entire AP junior class. Not only does Will excel in writing, but he also demonstrates the ability to close read text effectively and to explain his insightful thinking in a manner the class understands. I can always count on him to participate willingly and to answer my questions correctly and in depth. Will definitely epitomizes what an AP student should strive to be, and it has been my great pleasure to have him in my class. Jessica Tran, recognized by Mr. Beard. Over the past 2 years, I've gotten to know a wonderful student who embodies the best in people. Her name is Jessica Tran, and she is someone who others should look to as an example of how to live your life. While Jessica is a quiet and reserved person, her leadership skills and personal qualities show through her works. She sets the standard for what hard work looks like and has transformed her 3rd period class into one of the best groups of kids any teacher would be privileged to work with. In addition to this, Jessica is extremely generous, giving up her time to be supportive to other students and teachers without even being asked to. When I first met Jessica 2 years ago, I had no idea that this shy person, who I picked to serve an example of a rancher when demonstrating opportunity cost in economics, would turn out to be one of the best persons that I've ever known. Jessica, thank you for being such an inspiration for all that is good in people. Ray Papa, recognized by Mr. Ray. Although Wei is very limited in his speech, he follows instruction and directions very well and demonstrates a clear understanding of what is asked of him on a daily basis. I've also been impressed with his demeanor and attitude and how he treats his teachers and peers with a great deal of respect. His understanding and drive to continue to improve himself is a reflection of his self-motivation to become successful and contribute in a positive manner to society. He has really impressed me in the short period of time I have known him, and I hope he continues to chase his dreams. Dakota Messer, recognized by Ms. Wilkerson. Dakota has matured so much throughout his freshman year in room 155. He's a student I can always count on to help me or his peers. He always has a way to make us laugh, and I enjoy having him in my classes.
Greetings. This is Amaris Thames. She's recognized by Miss Johnson. In my English class, Amaris shows strongly to understand concepts, think beyond her years, and she has impeccable time management for a 9th grade student. Being new to Speedway could have affected her adversely, but since she started her freshman year in this district, she has risen to the occasion, made friends, and made herself valuable in my English 9 class, both to her peers and to myself. Her organization is currently at a level all teachers hope for. She completes and turns in her assignments on time always, and with remaining class minutes, she works on assignments for other classes. It is very evident that she genuinely cares about her education. Her quiet humor, creativity, and maturity make Amaris a student any teacher would love to have in their class. I'm lucky she was placed in mine. Ingrid Sanchez is recognized by Mr. Wells. Miss Sanchez has done an unbelievable job of modeling the behavior and work ethic of a model student in not one, but 2 of my classes. Her work has been unparalleled this quarter, and given that she has to take her 2 math classes back to back, that is a very impressive achievement. Judah Tunstall Robertson as recognized by Miss Murley. Judah makes my morning. He comes to class every day with questions and consistently asks me about my family or tells me about his day or evening. He always asks me the same question frequently where he knows my answer, which is always the same and always makes him grin. It's my favorite. Judah is friends with everyone and has a positive attitude and a smile on his face. He makes my classroom a happier place. Hannah Lindsay as recognized by Mr. Todd. Hannah consistently is prepared for class and readily volunteers during class discussions. She is genuinely interested in the topics and regularly initiates conversations about current political issues. Hannah also scores typically well on exams. Also, her mother tells me that Hannah will bring up politics at home, which sometimes creates tension at family events. I also understand she will be engaging in her civic duty soon by reporting for jury duty. Hannah, great job at AP Gov. Alex Moore is recognized by Mr. Claiborne. During his senior basketball season, the White Mamba, as he is known in Hoosier basketball circles, led the team in scoring with a 16.8 points per game average. Anyone who attended a game will remember his deep lefty threes ripping the nets at an incendiary 46%. Alex's on-court success is matched by his performance in the classroom. As an honor roll student taking 3 AP courses, he provides a great example for the younger athletes in the basketball program. Alex carries himself with a quiet confidence and displays his character and leadership in everything that he does. We fully expect to hear great things about Alex in the coming years, whether he continues playing basketball in college or attends Purdue University, where he has already been accepted. Good luck, Mamba. Asa Wah, as recognized by Ms. Denny. Asa is a diligent, creative, intelligent, and an overall exemplary student. He has a genuine vigor for learning, which is demonstrated by his thought-provoking questions that help to propel class discussions. His curiosity and enthusiasm for learning is refreshing and a joy to have in Spanish class. Asa, thank you for coming to class each day with a positive and encouraging attitude. Thank you for welcoming newcomers into our classroom culture. Your willingness to engage with others epitomizes the beauty of language and culture, which I hope all students will come to understand. It is truly motivating to see a natural-born leader cloaked in humility and joy. Keep up the hard work, fellow foodie. You have a bright future, and I look forward to all the great things that you will accomplish. Rigoberto Landaverde Meja as recognized by Mr. Brown. Rigoberto is a pleasure to have in class. He greets me with a smile and a kind word every day. He seems to bring a positive attitude to everything that he does. He is very focused in class and asks thoughtful questions that demonstrate that he is paying attention and thinking about the topic being discussed. Rigoberto is a great kid whose work ethic is an example for all students, showing that hard work does pay off. The future holds great things for Rigoberto. Hikma Mustafa is recognized by Mr. Dunphy. This year I have been fortunate enough to have Hikma as my student in computer science class. Hikma has an extremely detail-oriented and always takes great care to make sure her work meets or exceeds the expected standards. More importantly, I appreciate her willingness to work through the struggles sometimes associated with the learning process by breaking down a problem and developing a solution to meet the given specifications. Emily Beltran as recognized by Mr. Borum. As our sixth period office assistant, Emily demonstrates the basic characteristics of a good assistant: polite, helpful, punctual, responsible. But what separates Emily from just your nice, friendly office assistant is her willingness to serve and help others. When enrolling students from Spanish-speaking countries, Emily frequently serves as a translator in the French office. Her patience and calm demeanor helps ease families' anxieties about a new school and often a new country. Emily is always willing to thoroughly explain our enrollment process and course offerings and translate any concerns or questions that the student or parents may have. She also takes ample time to explain the student's background so that the counselors can better serve the student and meet their academic needs. Emily epitomizes the Speedway way. She has a spirit of service and is always kind, respectful, and considerate. Emily, as you graduate from Speedway High School in the next month and embark upon your new journey at IU Bloomington, continue to help others while fervently pursuing your own goals. Megan Tepp as recognized by Mrs. Tepp. Many parents might cringe at the thought of having their own child in class, and many students might feel the same about having a parent as a teacher. That's not at all the case with Megan Tepp. I have thoroughly enjoyed having her in class all year. She never wants or expects to be treated any differently than any other student. In addition, she is one of the most academically solid students in my pre-AP Algebra 2 classes during this third 9 weeks. This is a time period when many students struggle with the material, but she always works till she understands, pushes through the harder problems, and is willing to help others with their assignments. She's even taught me a technique that both of us now use to help her classmates with quadratics. I appreciate her perseverance, determination, and positive attitude in my class. Deontay Geigers as recognized by Mr. Owens. Deontay is a great individual to have in class. He is kind, respectful, and passionate about learning. Each day, Deontay begins working without wasting any time. He often stays during AC period to ensure that his work is of the highest quality. Along with being such a dedicated student, Deontay is a great member of the Speedway High School family. He currently participates in track and field and will play an integral role in the team's success. Congratulations to Deontay for all of his hard work. Leslie Torres as recognized by Miss Keevy. Leslie moved to Speedway High School about halfway through the quarter, and even in this short amount of time, she has shined in the classroom both as a student and as a leader. She is focused, kind, and a quiet leader, and most of all demonstrates grit in the classroom every day. Leslie is met with the obstacle of learning subjects in a language that is not her first, and having done this so myself, I can attest to how difficult it is. However, despite this challenge, Leslie continues to stay composed and keeps her eyes on me at all times, putting together context clues for my body language and drawings on the board to stay on top of my fast-paced class. I admire Leslie's determination to succeed and her willingness to take 3 new young ladies under her wing to translate and support them to the best of her ability. Thank you for your hard work, and I look forward to see what you will accomplish in the next 3 years. Melanie Wall as recognized by Miss Malloy. Melanie is one of the most kind and respectful students I have known in my 17 years of teaching. She's always willing to work with and help other students in class, which I greatly appreciate. Melanie is also a hard worker and dedicated to doing well in class. She recently wrote an in-class essay that earned her a high score, which she was most deserving. And while Melanie often exhibits a quiet nature, when she is called on to participate, she happily responds and her ideas are extremely insightful. I can always count on her to add another interesting layer to class discussions. Melanie is just a great all-around student and person. Aram Iskabe is recognized by Mr. Zartman. Tony Robbins once said, "Don't limit your challenges, challenge your limits. Each day one must strive for constant and never-ending improvement." Aram Iskabe is a paragon of this philosophy. It is because of his willingness to constantly challenge himself, along with his commitment and dedication to academic excellence, that I recognize him as my student of the quarter. His daily determination and hard work are highlighted by his remarkable feat of earning nothing less than A's for his semester grades since starting here as a freshman. Furthermore, his daily commitment to excellence is evidenced by his dedication to being in every class every day. He has perfect attendance, and his commitment to promptness, having never been tardy to class. His willingness to challenge his limits is only further highlighted by his acceleration in our math sequence, being the only sophomore in the building currently taking AP Calculus. These, along with many of his other attributes, make him the epitome of a Speedway spark plug. Congratulations, and keep up the great work, Aram. Tata So is recognized by Mr. Clampett. Tata So is a student that I've had the pleasure to get to know this year. He is hardworking, creative, and extremely intelligent. He consistently gives his best effort on all of his assignments and assessments, which is reflected in his grades. He constantly looks for ways to improve, better himself as a learner, and loves getting feedback. He is witty, humorous, and adds intelligence to any conversation or discussion. Tata is prepared for class, attentive, and does an excellent job analyzing primary sources. He is a true learner and leader. Even though Tata is a Barcelona Football Club fan as opposed to a Manchester City fan, that hasn't affected how much I enjoy him, and I look forward to seeing him in my class every day.
So ladies and gentlemen, before we conclude our ceremony today, if you were a teacher here at Speedway High School or a staff member here, raise your hand. And there's a lot of you in the back, go ahead and raise your hand. If you would take a moment, parents and students, to recognize this group, as we were given an award of a 4-star high school based on test scores, and very special for us to do that. Goes to show that your students are in some very capable and professional hands here. So thank you so much for coming out, and at this time, you may enjoy breakfast. So thank you.